Now let's find out what the big stories making the headlines today are. And joining us is the publisher of the niche newspaper, Rotimi Amaechi. Good morning, sir. Thank you for joining us. And great to see you in olive green. That's a bit of my vanity coming out to play. Hope you saw Phil coming here.
Look, by the time I finish today, you guys are going to fill my tank because it is red.
New Central is capable.
Yes.
Yes, we can do that.
I know.
Let's find out what the big stories are. We'll start with the Punch newspaper. On the front page of the Punch, tankers besiege depot as petrol shortage worsens. Independent outlets sell 950 naira per litre as black market hits 1,400 naira per litre. Many fuel trucks here to load. NNPC not supplying enough petrol yet, says Ipman. Why I won't interfere in anti-graft agencies' operations, says Tinubu on page 12. Ogun FTZ, Chinese embassy keeps mum on controversial deal. NNPC posts 3.3 trillion naira profit, declares 2 billion naira dividends for 2023, and yet there's fuel scarcity. Open defecation, Ogun plans Kara market relocation and mobile court. NLC protest as police probe Ajaero for terrorism financing. Tinubu panel, Dangote refinery agree on September petrol rollout. IG unveils 169-man squad against kidnapping and others. Opposition tackles presidency over new presidential jet. Okwebolo Obaseki Difa over roads and others. And INEC begins PVC distribution in Edo on Thursday. That's all on the Punch. Let's move to our next paper.
The Daily Independent newspapers comes up next. It says here, new presidential jet is 15 years old. Nigeria is third user. Experts lament the cost of maintenance will be exorbitant. Tinubu heads to France aboard new jet, replacing old one. Of course, is going for a work stay, as it was detailed. Fresh crisis hits the PDP over Rivers legal battle congresses. We can also find this morning, End Bad Governance protest, CSO's calls for release of Angel, Lenin, Elojo, and others. Plan independent probe into use of force on demonstrators. NLC invasion. Police invite Ajaero in relation to terrorism financing. And also, federal government begins Naira-denominated crude oil sales to Dangote refinery on the 1st of October. Tinubu sacks Arabi as Nakon boss, appoints Usman as replacement. And also, subsidy continuation, another chapter of Tinubu's opaque governance. All right, let's start with the president in France. Is a new presidential jet, is 15 years old. Nigeria is a third user. Nigerians are celebrating across the country as our father of the nation buys a new jet.
Yeah, it's really a thing of joy.
It will carry all of us.
A day of joy.
Everyone is going to fly in the jet.
Well, what is there to say? You know, Osa, every day we come here and the same sad story, the same sad what has come true is that we are dealing with a government and the people in power who are impervious to any kind of reasoning. They don't care. You can go and take a swim in a shark-infested lagoon for all they care. They must do what they want to do. It is so insensitive for a government that continues to preach to the people to tighten their belts. And the priority we have is that the president is acquiring not even a new plane like they told us, a 15-year-old plane. Meanwhile, the one they said was no longer fit for purpose is 19 years. So they are discarding that and they are getting a 15-year-old plane that, as it is imagined now, we are going to be the third users of that plane at 150 billion naira. Imagine what 150 billion naira can do in an economy such as ours, where people can hardly eat. Not 2 square meals, not 3 square meals, even 1 square meal, even 1 round meal, not to talk of 1 square meal. So it's a tragedy that we are dealing with a people who don't care, who have no respect for the people they claim to be governing, who are so contemptuous of public opinion. Because any government that is conscious of public opinion cannot continue behaving the way the Bola Tinubu administration is behaving. Americans call it in your face.
Yeah. Just quickly, because I also want to talk about the petrol scarcity and the excuse by the NNPC. But, we just had Dr. Sheyi Adetayo, just before you joined us. And, his view is that, we should never, play with the security of, the life of Mr. President. And that Nigeria, would go into so much chaos, if anything happened to the president as a result of a faulty jet. Would you say that is a good enough argument to defend the purchase of, this jet? But before we will have you answer the question. Good morning, Lenin, who's joining us from Abuja. Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning.
Morning. Welcome. Go ahead.
Please, I want to talk about this presidential jet, 150 billion. Wow. They just bought the jet without the Senate approval and the House of Reps approval. Remember last 2 weeks, House of Reps sponsored a bill to tame Nigerians, to jail Nigerians for not singing National Assembly. Just like I don't understand I try to understand their line of thoughts. I don't know. The Senate president last 3 weeks said people should protest while they're enjoying. So the executive just went to buy a jet without the approval. It doesn't make sense to ordinary Nigerians. It doesn't make sense to me personally, because it makes me depressed. I said, am I in a country, or what type of country do we have? Are we in the country? I don't understand. There's no fuel at all in anywhere. A neighbor of mine, the child was sick. He doesn't have fuel in the car. They have to go and look for somebody that drives the kid very far to take the child to the hospital. Are we in the country? Do they even care about us? I call you say that these people don't care about us. They don't.
All right.
It is a pity that we find ourselves in this.
All right. Thanks a lot, Lenin. Go ahead, please.
Also, all manner of people come on television to say all sorts in defense of a president. But what does it mean to say that if anything happens to the president, does anybody wish the president any harm? The answer is no. An aeroplane is a mechanical thing. It is bound to break down from time to time. It's like your car. Even human beings, you have toothache today, you go and you fix it. Last week or 2 weeks ago, I was traveling to Owerri on an Air Peace flight. We had boarded in the morning. It was a 7 o'clock flight. We had boarded, and the pilot announced that, look, that they have a problem, and that they needed to check it out. After about 10 or 20 minutes, they announced again that all of us should disembark. We went out, and after about 30 minutes, they came back. And what was the issue? They said that the aviation fuel gauge was not showing on the dashboard, and that they didn't want to take the risk. So they brought their engineers who rectified it, and we flew to Owerri. It's as simple as that. Even Air Force One, or whatever they call it, now the one they use in flying the American president, sometimes goes for issues. Maintenance. If it has issues, it is rectified. That does not mean, okay, so if this one
we'll buy a new one,
develops a fault tomorrow, instead of taking care of it, you go and buy another one.
All right, hold on. Good morning, Ben David.
Please turn down the volume of your TV set, Ben David. And please maybe call us back. I think another angle to look at the conversation would be where exactly did the 150 billion naira come from? Where was it? Now, we know that initially the Senate had said that they hadn't approved it, but Akpabio had said that they'd be willing to approve it if any such request is made because of they prioritize the security of the president. There have been speculations as to where this may have come from, service-wide votes, what was there budgetary allocation for this? So where exactly did the money come from? And even if there was some form of money somewhere, right, is indicative of a lack of empathy, a lack of prioritizing the plight of the common Nigerians. Whilst we're battling with insecurity, insecurity is even a little too far. Our immediate short-term problem is the fuel scarcity. Whilst Nigerians are buying at a very expensive rate, they can't afford the product, yet he's on that same new jet to France.
See, Olive, the truth of the matter, like I said earlier, is that this government has absolute contempt for the people. They have no respect for Nigerians. If they do, they wouldn't be doing the kind of things they are doing. Look at the priorities of President Bola Amaechi. But don't forget, the wife told us that they were so rich that they don't care about the money of
Nigeria's money,
our commonwealth, our patrimony. Yet, the priorities since they came into office, a yacht, building a vice presidential lodge, going, and we are talking about the listen. I don't know if you also saw the cars that came on social media the other day, new presidential, that is rivaling what the US president, they call it the Beast, the official car of the US president. That is what has been acquired. I learned that one is also 2 billion naira to get one of those cars. And there are insinuations that not only one was acquired. Now we are going for presidential jet, 150 billion. And this is a country. The National Assembly is still there. The minimum wage has not even been paid, and we are there.
They cannot afford the minimum wage, because right now it's not, they can't afford it, but
And we are there.
You can't afford it, but you can afford it.
And we are there now, looking at the government, where is the empathy?
Very good, important question. We have Philip calling from Warri. Good morning, Philip. Thanks for calling. Go ahead.
How are you?
Philip, can you please speak up?
Yes. My only contribution on this was wait. Hello.
Philip, can you please speak up? We're struggling to hear you.
Yeah, I'm with you. Okay, I'm speaking of you. Okay, you're struggling to hear me. Up to now?
Go ahead.
Okay, fine. My only contribution this morning, I regret that it's a country that is no man's land, I can believe. Are they not people we are talking to self? Are they not human beings? They don't have other people in their heart. All this money, where we end it, is only 50. No one can carry anything home. Make that appropriate. Continue to talk. Make that they demonstrate. We are shopping. Is that if I don't want to use bad words, is that a human being who have conscience for others? The whole thing I saw there is that the distant Senate is a Robertson Senate. It's a gang up Senate. It's a secret Senate. It's a gang together Senate. They are not people to help country. Because a good governor, there must be an opposition.
So much, Philip, for your contribution.
Well, let's talk about the petrol issues.
What really is the petrol scarcity issue about? It would seem that Nigerians assumed that when they said subsidy is gone, it would mean that we would have regular supply of product, but that's not the case. Punch reports tankers besiege depot as petrol shortage worsens. We had a guest earlier today who said that it's because of the ship-to-ship transmission from the mother vessel to the daughter vessel, which is sort of the explanation that NNPCL gives. There's also allegations of oil marketers hoarding products yet to deliver on the product. And our Minister of Petroleum is not around.
I will be surprised if NNPCL is still talking, because they have run out of excuses. There's nothing else to say. Don't forget that it also emerged officially now, that the government is still paying subsidy. In fact, even paying higher.
So it's a shortfall.
It's a shortfall, it's not subsidy.
Paying higher than what it was before the president said subsidy is gone. Look, we are dealing with a man who has run the most opaque administration in the history of Nigeria. I said it here last week. Where we are is a very bad place, also. Where we are is a very bad place. And these guys will continue. Will continue because Nigerians are cutting them some slack. And unless Nigerians say enough is enough, these guys won't stop what they are doing. You see, what else is there? Is there no end to the suffering of Nigerians?
Oh, it's only Nigerians who will be able to, you know.
Go to the filling stations. You can't even get a drop. My car now is in the red. And it's not as if that even when you see it, people are buying. The pump price, officially now, people are buying nothing less than 800 and something.
Yeah. Right, can you hold on? Good morning, Austin.
Yeah, good morning.
Morning. Quickly, please, go ahead.
Okay, I just want to reiterate what your guest there is saying. The suffering is too much. The hardship we are going through. And the politicians, they don't even seem to care at all about what the masses are going through. Look at what happened in Bangladesh and other countries. They are still not learning from all these experiences. What they should understand is that though this last protest, they were notified, they should be worried about the one that would happen where there will be no notification. It will just come, just go viral like that. They should be worried and take steps to fix the economy. People are going on a daily basis to see people begging for food, begging for, even knocking on doors that they don't have what to eat, they don't have anything. So I think the politicians, this program is going to continue to draw their attention. Look at our election coming up in Edo State. You see people that are not qualified, they are trying to force them in on the electorate. It's not acceptable. The greed of these our leaders is really
Austin. Also in the news this morning, NLC protests as police probe George Ero for terrorism financing. I think he was also invited by the police. He's meant to appear there or risk his arrest.
When the news broke last night, I tried reaching Joe Ajero. I couldn't, but I spoke with some people high up there in the NLC. In fact, Joe sent me a text message to say he can't talk now. And I got hold of the statement issued by the police and the charges against him: terrorism financing, treasonable felony, and all manner of things. Don't forget that these are charges that, if you are convicted, it is death sentence. And this is what the NLC president is being charged for. They told him to come this morning 10 o'clock, and that if he fails, they will declare him wanted. Also, the thing that came to my mind, because in my column last week, Thursday last week, I did say that the president is bearing his fascist fangs. What we have on our hands is pure fascism. This is a totalitarian state. It is dictatorship that is evolving before us. And people are not mindful. What came to my mind last night is the confessional poem by the German Lutheran pastor Martin Niemöller in 1946, where he said, "They came for the communists, and I didn't speak up because I am not a communist. They came for the socialists. I didn't speak up because I'm not a socialist. They came for the trade unionists. I didn't speak up because I'm not a trade unionist.
Yeah.
They came for the Jews, and I didn't speak up because I'm not a Jew. Then they came for me.
And there was no one to speak.
And there was no one to speak for me.
Yeah. All right.
This systematic purging of the opposition by the government will end up just like the Nazis did in Germany in those days. Nigerians need to speak up now.
All right.
Particularly the media, we need to hold this government's, President Bola Tinubu's feet to the fire.
All right.
Otherwise, we'll be in trouble.
Let's quickly take this call, our final call for the morning. Good morning. Thanks for calling. Please go ahead.
Morning, Uche, can you hear us?
Everybody.
Yes, Uche, please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you for having me. When Mr. President Ahmed Tinubu was sworn in, he told Nigerians that there was no subsidy budget. My question is there budget for the jet they have bought for him? That is my question. 2, petrol price in my area, official price is 930 naira. I don't know what we will buy today. Nigerians are not suffering. If we are suffering, I don't see how few people will hold this country hostage if we are suffering indeed. A price of bread went up in, what is this country? Is it this African country? And there was protest because of a price of bread. Today, a price of bread have gone up to 1,000%. Nobody is protesting. Protesting have, gone in this country. People are sitting as if they are enjoying what is happening. 50 people will die in Benue. 100 people will die in Plateau. People will not say anything. Even Gowan will not say anything. But call him for presidential chance. He will go there. In his state, he will not say anything that is going on in his state. What a shame. And we call ourselves a country or human beings. It's a pity.
Thank you very much, Uche. Thank you for calling. I mean, he's talked about protests happening over bread. It's happened in Kenya, and it's also happened in, I think, Sudan some years back. Unfortunately, it does seem, I don't know if it's fortunately or unfortunately, it does seem like there are potential protests that are going to happen. I mean, before we get to our next conversation, which is about the possibility of a protest, do you think that in any way would be what Nigeria needs right now? Do you think that would be the liberating factor that Nigerians need right now in 30 seconds?
Anything that Nigerians need to do to get the attention of this government, for me, should be done. Protest is the least that the people can do to get the attention of the government. Otherwise, and hey, now come to think of it, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, in his heydays, was the godfather of protests in this country.
Right.
Yeah. He financed, he organized the biggest protests in this country. How come that under his watch, protest is now a crime? It can never be. Look, I said it a while ago. When the Nazis came to power and started purging groups after group, the intellectuals, the clergy in Germany, which was what made Nimola to write the poem that he wrote, thought it won't get to them. This monster, if it is not checkmated, the government serves the people and not the people living at the whims and caprices of
the government.
All right.
Of the government. Something. Nigerians must rise up and say enough is enough. It is a patriotic call. It is a call to anarchy. It is a patriotic call that we demand that the government you elected must respect you. These people are so disrespectful of the Nigerian people.
We have to go now, Ikechukwu Amaechi. Honestly, we can feel your pain and we can feel the frustration that you feel. I think it's one that is shared across board by Nigerians across the country, but we'll keep speaking about this. Thank you so much for joining us. Bye.